Sure thing. Well, I taught elementary school for 28 years in Southern California. I would still be teaching if the classroom hadn't gotten so corrupt by the unions. I taught kindergarten through fourth grade. I miss my students so much, it hurts. I absolutely loved teaching. Knew I wanted to be a teacher from age 12. And my husband also was a professor, 42 years. And both of us ran into something called the teacher unions that we were both forced to fund as a condition of employment. And the union was always 100% of the time on the opposite spectrum of us as teachers. We wanted to do what was right for the students. We wanted to teach well. We wanted to work hard. And the unions were on the opposite of that. They did things that were harmful to the children, harmful to our community, to our country. And they reward laziness and all kinds of problems. And they also were promoting a sexualized agenda in our schools, a radical Marxist agenda in our schools. So my husband and I both ran headlong into that. So I would say about a little more than halfway into my career, I decided to step up as a union rep because I thought I have to pay these people. So I might as well become a rep and have a voice. And I was shocked what I learned on the inside as a teacher rep for 3 years. I served as the secretary on my local union. And what I discovered was that the teachers agreed with me. They were good people. They cared about the kids. They didn't want to push a radical agenda. They didn't want their dues going to politics, but they were all too afraid and didn't know what to do to push back. So I started pushing back, and it was basically like banging my head against the wall. The unions don't want to be reformed. They are who they are. They are a socialist slash communist organization that does not represent teachers. They use teachers as pawns to fund a very radical agenda. And if you have some teachers out there tonight, I'm not talking about you. If you're a great teacher, we love you, and we want to help you to understand that you've been captured, your profession's been captured by these unions. So because of that, after I served as a rep, I found out that I couldn't make a difference from the inside because the unions didn't want to be changed. They bullied myself. They bullied the other teachers who tried to make a difference on the inside. I have teacher friends who've been spit upon by union leaders, booed off the platform. They'd try to walk back to their seat and be blocked by a big bully who would block their passage. So the unions they use mafia tactics to terrorize good teachers. And so because I couldn't make a difference as a union rep and I couldn't, stop their behavior as a teacher, I started writing editorials to expose them for who they really are. I started that in 2012. And then in 2013, we filed a lawsuit, 10 California teachers. I was the lead plaintiff. Our case was called Friedrichs versus California Teachers Association. We not only sued them, but we sued the NEA, the National Education Association, and our locals. And we sued to stop forced unionism for all teachers and government employees in the United States of America. And eventually there was a win in June of 2018. So the biggest news flash you need to know is if you're in a government union, you don't have to pay them anymore. And your government union is most likely using your dues to push a very radical agenda that is you're very most likely against an agenda that harms children and that is against our liberties. So that's the quick story.
It's not a funny story. It's a horrible story. As I said, I've been reading your book, and I'm hoping you'll share what you can about some of those actual little stories that have happened along the way that are horrific.
Yeah, there was one story that I was reading that sort of kind of propelled you, or one story in an article. It was right around there was a recession, and there was the Great Recession, and like all the teachers got together and you said, hey, we're going to protect all the teachers by taking a pay cut. And then the union said what to you?
Yeah. So I was a union rep at this time representing my fellow teachers, and it was during the Obama administration with a horrible crash in the economy. And we were told that the district was not going to lay off the ineffective teachers or the abusive teachers. They were going to lay off all the new teachers because the unions pushed for something called last in, first out. So you could be the worst teacher in the district and keep your job just because you've been there a long time. You could be an abuser and keep your job. So all these incredible teachers were about to lose their job. One of them had been my student teacher. Several of them I had been mentoring. 3 of them had together brought up our district writing scores in 4th grade just brought them up in a huge way. They should have been rewarded. They were all going to be laid off because of this downturn in the economy. So as their union rep, I went to the teachers on my campus and I said, hey, during a meeting, what do you think about taking a small pay cut? It was 3%. We were the highest paid district in the county at that time, Orange County. If we could take a 3% pay cut, it would save all the jobs. Nobody would be laid off. It would keep class sizes down. We worked in a low income district, a Title I district. So this would be better for our students, small class sizes. And a lot of our families had taken pay cuts and had moved in with grandma and grandpa because they couldn't afford their rent. So I said, look, this is good PR. We're standing with our community literally by taking a small cut. The teachers were with me. They said, yes, this is the right thing to do. So I took it to the union, and literally I nagged for 6 months. I'm a middle child of 5. I can nag. So over and over for 6 months, I was just, look, this is what the teachers want. This is good for the students. I had talked to the superintendent. The district said they could do it. If we took this small cut, they could save all the jobs. The union, every time they said, oh no, the teachers don't want this. I said, you don't understand. I asked the teachers, I said, how about I write a survey monkey? You can send it to any email address you want. The teachers answer, yes, we want to do this, or no, we don't. If 51% say no, I'll back off. I won't say another word. But if 51% say we want to take this small cut and save jobs and keep class sizes down and stand in solidarity with our community, then we move forward. Do you know they wouldn't let me create that survey monkey? They wouldn't take a vote. They wouldn't let us talk to the whole staff of the whole district about it. Here's what they said to me. The president of our union said, Rebecca, don't worry about those teachers who are going to lose their jobs. The union's going to take care of them. We're going to give them a seminar on how to get unemployment benefits. They were dead serious. These teachers were paying $1,000 a year to be represented by this supposed union. And this union allowed every one of those teachers to be laid off. One of them was pregnant, lost her medical insurance. All of them were just totally demoralized. They thought, why doesn't the district they blamed it on the district. How come the district? And I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. It wasn't the district. It was your union. I was there. I tried to fight for you. The union wouldn't go for it. The district went for it 100%. So that's what the union's really doing. They're chasing great teachers out of the job, not standing in solidarity with teachers, and it's just immoral. And that's just one of 1,000 stories I could tell you that I faced as a union rep or just as a teacher.